Hey guys, my name is Radmila Cinnamon. Welcome to my channel. And today I want to talk to you about 5 potential reasons why your English might not be progressing as fast as you would like it to. Originally, I'm from Ukraine and my native languages are Russian and Ukrainian, and I myself spent nearly 10 years really to get to the level of English where I will be able to live abroad and comfortably speaking. For those 10 years that I was learning English, I realized that I was making so many different mistakes, and I now understand why it really wasn't working. So I moved abroad 7 years ago. I went to study into the United States University, and this was actually the moment for me to test my English and to realize that I didn't really know it that well as I expected. And in the American University, I already started learning and improving my English, reflecting on those mistakes that I made. So today, I want to share with you 5 reasons why I think you might not be progressing in English as fast as you would like. But before we start, please do not forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel, because my goal here is to provide you with interesting and helpful content so you can learn English much faster than I did in the past. And let's go! So the first reason why your English might not be progressing as fast is that the learning process is poorly planned and not really organized. The main mistake that students make a lot these days is the fact that they do not spend enough time organizing the studying process. If you want to learn English well, if you really want to succeed in it, you need to have a proper plan and select the right method of learning English for you. Right now, there are thousands of ways in the way you can learn English. You can hire a tutor, you can go to classes, you can join an online course, you can download thousands of different apps, you can do so many things right now. But what is the right way for you to learn English? For example, going to English classes with other 15 students might not work for every single person. Personally, I went to English classes with other 15 guys and it was not really working out for me. It really did not work. I personally needed a tutor. I personally needed to spend time myself on English. Find the method that really works for you and try to dedicate certain amount of time for this method per week. For example, look at the calendar and dedicate around 7, 8, maybe 10 hours per week that you want to spend on English, and you allocate those hours on your agenda. For example, Monday 2 hours, Wednesday only 1 hour, Thursday you can dedicate 3 hours, Friday 2 hours, and so on. Make your own schedule regarding the method that really works for you. Today you can learn English at home and you really do not always need to find a tutor. So the fact that you do not have time, I will not believe you. You definitely have time at home to dedicate it to English if you really want it. Just start with something: newspapers, news apps, any English apps, reading books, watching movies, writing down words in the vocabulary, going through the grammar. Do many different things until you find your own method, and then follow that method. But do not forget to schedule English in your agenda. Write it down every single day. Be consistent, and that's how you will progress. Second reason: you don't really speak English. So I know a lot of people who tell me personally that their English is not progressing, and then when I ask them to start speaking English to me, they're like, I never really do this, I'm very shy. So the problem might be that you just don't speak English. Obviously, learning grammar, reading books, watching movies is not the same as speaking English. When you speak, you're trying to remember all the grammatical rules, you're trying to remember the words you want to use, and you're trying to put it all in a perfectly made sentence. You're trying to convey your feelings. And this is a completely different process than just going through the grammatical exercises. Start adding speaking English into your daily routine. Schedule schedule it in your agenda, as I said in my first tip. Schedule in your agenda, like for example, on Wednesday, you're gonna try to speak English maybe to yourself or to your classmates, or you can find an English buddy that you can practice English with, or you will do something. Maybe you'll record your own podcast, you'll record your own voice, you will ask yourself different questions, but you must add speaking practices into your daily routine of learning English. It might not be every day, I don't demand this, but it would definitely be very useful. I just mentioned that you can also speak English to yourself. Do not think that this is a crazy advice. Honestly, this is how I practice my speaking before I moved abroad. So I would be imagining myself in an Oscar ceremony, or I would be imagining myself giving a speech, or maybe talking to a guy I like in a class, or anything. You can imagine any situation you want, as long as it will make you practice English, it will make you think in English. You would think, oh, what would I respond to this? Oh, maybe then this guy will ask me this. How would I respond to that? And this is the beginning of the process. Try to already maybe prepare yourself for certain situations and start speaking English, even though it might be in your head, but it's already better practice than no practice at all. Reason number 3. You're afraid to make any mistakes. So I right now live in Amsterdam and I have a Dutch husband. Whenever my Russian speaking friends or Ukrainian speaking friends are coming over, sometimes they are afraid of speaking English in front of my husband and they just switch to Russian or Ukrainian, which I find like is just a waste of practice. Whenever you have an opportunity, you should never be scared to practice your language. Just take this opportunity. Take any opportunity that you have just to speak English, to practice it. Use this time for yourself. A lot of people are scared that they will be judged based on a few mistakes or maybe their pronunciation, and they just don't feel confident enough in themselves to really speak English. So let me tell you this, foreigners abroad really respect every single person who's trying to learn English or trying to learn a second language, a third language, a fourth language, it doesn't matter. They respect other people for trying to learn their languages. So embarrassment and shame is actually the last thing that you should be feeling. You should try speaking English with the pride. You should try, and even though you're making mistakes, you make those mistakes with pride, because you are going beyond your comfort zone. You're going outside of your comfort zone super far, and you're learning another language, and you're now practicing with a foreigner that you don't maybe even know, and you should be proud of yourself for doing that. So never ever be afraid of making mistakes. Mistakes are growing points or learning points, and only those that never make mistakes will never learn anything. If you make a mistake, this is your growing point, and never ever forget that. 4th reason, you don't watch enough in English. For many students, listening comprehension is one of the biggest problems when they start learning English. And this problem appears when you don't really understand what another person is telling you. This problem is not as difficult to combat as you might think. If you recognize yourself here, if you really have a problem with listening, I would recommend adding listening to your daily routine. And there is so much you can do. You can watch movies first with subtitles so that you listen, and then you can also read what people are saying. That will definitely help your listening comprehension. I personally did this for many years until I was able to turn off the subtitles, because I already understood everything people were saying on a TV. So first of all, try watching the TV with subtitles. Try listening to podcasts. Start watching different YouTubes, maybe just like you're doing it right now. Why I'm saying watch a lot of movies? Because once you're observing the characters, their gestures, their mimics, it's so much easier to understand what a person means. And even though you might not understand one word here or there, the main thing is that you might get the entire context that the person is saying. So go back to my tip number 1 that I was just talking about and schedule in your agenda time for watching American movies, to watch TV shows, reality TV, YouTube, podcasts, and everything. And whenever you have an urge to watch something in your native language, stop yourself and think, will this help you improve your English? I don't think so. Reason number 5, you're just waiting for your English to get to the perfect level way too fast. You need to understand that it takes everyone a different amount of time to learn English. You have your own tempo. You will have your own time and you will do it in your own time. Do not strive to do it way too fast because that is definitely not for everyone. I also told you that it took me nearly 10 years to learn English until I realized that actually the technique that I had 10 years, for those 10 years, was not really great. And then I had to find a new technique that actually worked for me. So find your own technique. Schedule the time that you will put into English into your agenda, and don't be too hard on yourself. The amount of time that it needs to take for you to speak English well. Do not wait until your language is perfect because it might just take such a long time and it might honestly never get to the point. Even right now, I make mistakes. Sometimes I make grammatical mistakes. Sometimes I hear myself say things that really don't sound American at all. Sometimes I switch words, I forget the right English structure, sentence structure, and that is okay. Do not wait until you're perfect because that moment might never come. Use the time that you have right now and do the best with what you can. The level that you have right now is enough for you to understand what I say. And this means that this is enough. Go out there, practice, be yourself, don't be too hard on yourself, enjoy. Make English fun. Make it interactive. Enjoy English and enjoy your life with English. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this very short, kind of like motivational video, but I really wanted to address the 5 reasons that might be stopping you from improving your English. If you found it interesting, if you liked it, please do not forget to like this video and subscribe because I will try to make more content, make it more useful and interesting for you guys. And now I'll say my goodbyes. I'll see you guys very soon. Goodbye.